Again, Andy with Handy Andy Handyman, Handy Andy on Demand, and welcome back to a run through up in Town Lake. We're over in Eagles Watch today. We do a ton of work in Town Lake. We're here at least once or twice a week, and this one is an inspection repair review bid, and we are out here for the buyers on this particular house. So this is a stucco house that a homeowner got it ready for sale, and unfortunately picked a contractor that was probably cheap, and just they repainted everything. And as you see some of the repairs, you'll understand what we're talking about. I always like stucco houses, and this is a really pretty house, so I get why the buyers like it. But there's just some repair issues that need to be addressed. So when we come over to this garage window, and I apologize for the rain, when you look down here at this corner, we talk about this on so many of our repair bids. You see that horizontal cut right there? And you see the wrinkle above it? That's all rotted. And so the painter just made a horizontal cut, which is trapping the moisture and just re-rotting it out. They did the same thing on the inside piece where that light colored wood is right here. They just kind of filled this with caulk. So this is the inside frame piece that should be extended down. And you can see where they didn't caulk inside here, so it's just trapping water. And then when you come up above the window, this is a replacement window, and the grids have just fallen apart. That's not a big deal. Well, you see this corner repair right here? They'd caulked over this, but this is actually termite damage. And so this brick mold was rotted through and probably had dropped when the window was replaced. So they filled this whole gap with caulk, whereas this brick molding should go all the way up to here, and it should have flashing on top of it, which it never had flashing. None of these windows on this house are flashed at all. And so over the years, water's getting in these corners and coming down. And so this staying damp has encouraged the termites to go right up through the trim. So that's about 8 feet right there. So it's all repairable. And the funny thing about termite damage is it could be all over this garage, or it could be just centralized to this area. It looks like it swings around the corner. And part of the challenges with houses like this is when you've got gutters and they're dropping the water right against the house here and then around over by the garage, it's just problematic. You can get a sense of the repairs here. It's gonna be hard to video this with the weather and the rain and the wet. But if you can peek into this brick mold here, it goes up above to this gutter at the back side of the garage, and there's a lot of holes in this trim. I'm not gonna be able to get it in the video, but there should be a piece of kickout flashing here. So all the years of water's come into this brick mold, and you can actually see where the termites have gotten into it on both sides right there. And then down here, the painters, I'm assuming, that did this work here. See this kind of stuff here? So they just pieced in a piece of wood. This is frame, this is brick mold, horizontal cut. This is all opened up. But if you get up in this corner right here, you can see the dirt inside these trails from the termites. This is all termite damage up through this whole piece. And it's really been because it's got so much moisture to it, they've just caulked over and painted it. This isn't termite damage here. This is just a bad repair. So you always want everything in an angle cut, and then we back prime and seal everything. Down here, these guys didn't know what they were doing. So this piece of wood right here is a piece of 5/4 board. And if you look at it, it's perfectly horizontal. It's actually pitched back towards the window. So right now the water's heading towards the window, and then they filled it with caulk here, which this should be a nice nose, angled and beveled, so the water sheds this way. Again, you can see the horizontal cuts here that they made in these repairs. This guy had no idea what they were doing at all. This is inside frame. This piece is a fill piece, and then you've got your brick mold here. But these are all horizontal cuts that are just trapping water. And when you've got stucco out here, that moisture is just encouraging termites. So he might have a Centricon system, which is great. The problem with Centricon systems is these bait systems draw termites from your house, but nobody really understands how they work. And I've seen houses where they've had a nice bait system 2 feet from the house, and the whole front of the house is full of termites anyway. So I've never been a termite, so I don't know how they think. This gutter right here, you're gonna see they painted over galvanized gutters. If you look into the gutter, you're gonna see a circle up in there of light. I can't really get it too well because of the rain here today, but they painted over it. So this gutter right here is rusted through and needs to be replaced. You can actually see the light is right there. So there's the hole through it right there. When you come around to the right side, again, a lot of this stuff is kind of, it's typical stuff. This triple window, you can see again the horizontal cut piece in right here. These brick molds are both rotted on both of these windows. This nose that was replaced by the contractor, it's perfectly horizontal, so it's trapping the water and directing it back towards the window, so that actually needs to be replaced again. In here, they've just puttied over rot in this one right here. Whenever you see that wrinkling, you just know it's rotted. On this triple window, you can see where it just needs some spot glazing, and that's true of all the windows around the house. There's nothing wrong with single pane windows. In fact, in the South, they're better for you, even though the guys that come out and sell new windows won't tell you that, because it at least allows your house to breathe. When you put double and triple glazed windows in here, yes, you'll save some energy, but your house also can't breathe, and that leads to mold and other issues inside the house. Here on the front window, they had window screens at one time, and it trapped the moisture. And you can see where I can put my finger right through here on both sides right here. Whenever you see these divots, it just lets you know it's rotted out. On the right side of the house, we got a few similar little issues. You really want to get these gutters away from the house and let it drain away. You can see right here, the gutter is leaking. So this right side gutter is a sectional gutter. It just needs to be replaced with a new 6-inch gutter. The soffit's totally rotted right in here. And the inspector had picked that up. It's actually rotted in this corner right here. You can sort of see it. And again, I apologize for the weather. Can't help it. This is a foundation drain right here that's totally clogged. They pulled it away from the house. I think they had a tree here, and it either had carpenter ants or termites in it. And you can see some of the areas where the carpenter ants are still active all through here. I don't know if these are termites or carpenter ants, but you can see all the activity along the right side of the house. This is masonite siding, which is basically a cardboard siding. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just they never caulked all the nail heads. So this siding here can all be saved. It just needs to be painted up. Kind of going around backwards here. They added onto this deck. And really, what the inspectors know, you can't have a ledger board like this anymore. You need to add 2 or 3 screws at each place, and then inside screwed corner brackets all the way around. There's no joist hangers at all on these back here that the inspector noted, so that would have to be repaired. He's got a triple beam in here somewhere which was spliced, and I think he's talking about this one right here. And again, I'm sorry I'm racing because of the weather and the rain. It just won't give us a break today. We just put screws into that splice and it'll be okay. I wasn't really that worried about it. It's so cold and rainy out here today. When you come around the back of the house, you're gonna see this little dog ear right here, that triangle piece, and that one behind the gutter right there are both rotted through and need to be replaced. The gutter off the back sun porch is tilted away from the house and just needs hidden hanger screws to bring it back in. And as we come around this side of the house, there's a little bit of siding that's rotted up over this roof line right up here. And then this corner fascia board is rotted. This 1x8 behind that gutter needs to be repaired as well. And you'll get a sense of some of the windows here. This is the master bathroom on the left side. You see all that right there? That's rotted through. So that whole sill needs to be replaced. And then when you get to this window over here, you got sill damage. This is the toilet in the master bath. The frame is rotted and the brick mold is rotted here. And again, you can see, if you look at the windows up top, there's no flashing over the tops on any of them. So it's just something to bear in mind. But overall, it's all fixable. We can't see it from here, but we got some rot in this window right here as well. And then this corner over the garage, same painters made a horizontal cut, and it's re-rotted already, so we'll just rework this corner. Like I said, we do a ton of work in this neighborhood. These are nice houses. It's a great country club neighborhood. My brother and I run a crew of 30. We're everywhere. We're doing just tons of stuff like this. So again, I'm Andy with Handy Andy. You can reach us at 770-912-2829. See you at the next house. Bye for now.